What's up, podcast listeners? It's Andy. It's Drew. We're back with episode number 116, or as the kids say, 116 of the What's Up Casselberry podcast.
You are just so cool, Drew. I can't keep up with your 116 stuff.
That's a Christian rap reference. That's a deep cut for those that know. So, listener, if you are new to the program, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Andy and I are Casselberry residents, friends, pastors here in Casselberry, Florida, that love to talk about all the great things happening in our beautiful city. Andy, do you feel richer, my friends? Do you feel wealthier?
I don't know if I feel wealthier, but I will tell you, Drew, as we're recording today, my soul is happy because just a few moments ago, it was filled in just such a special way.
Yes, you are a blessed man. We celebrated the Easter holiday. Is that how we're going?
That's true.
That's important, right?
That is a big deal. That is a big deal. But I was actually referring to a little compliment I received from our producer just before she hit the record button.
Oh, yeah. Robin, would you repeat what you shared offline?
I mean, obviously, this compliment to me does not compare in any way, shape, or form to the gigantic gift that God has given us through Easter and resurrection. But Robin, let's just give you the floor for a little bit. Maybe you want to talk about how your hosts are looking and feeling today.
In the most professional way, platonically way, Tracy, please don't come after me. I just was commenting that Andy looked very nice today. He looked young and casual, and it was a good look on him.
Thank you. It's like one day every decade that I look this way. So thank you for noticing.
No problem.
We need to screenshot this particular moment in time and put it up on our.
I don't know. Ladies all over the world who want to make posters of it or something.
Yeah, sure. I did notice that the compliments only came one way. They didn't come to the other co-host. So I got to work on my game.
Well, here's the deal. Robin hasn't put her camera on today, Drew. Otherwise.
He meant I'm not complimenting him. That's
what I meant. She's not complimenting me.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Sorry, Drew, this is
well, Drew.
Andy's day.
Obviously.
Listener, if you can't tell, we are about having some fun here on the pod. It's loose. We're flowing. I got to tell you, I'm going to reveal our hands. We've got a big time guest. Don't let this casual, just jokey nature deter. Well, hey, give us a little bit of reporting. You were able to celebrate and share with some of the best and brightest in Seminole County recently at our Casselberry Chamber of Commerce Scholarship Night and Celebration. We know Karen Almond listens to this podcast, and Karen presented some scholarships to some lucky students there. Andy, tell us about that event.
Yeah, well, Drew, we have another guest on the show today from the Chamber of Commerce. And over the months and years, we've had many local businesses represented. And one of the great things that our chamber does through the fundraising that they do is to provide scholarships to students in Seminole County who are going on to further their education. Have a great team in place. Students are encouraged to fill out an application and write an essay about the importance of business as a vibrant part of community. I understand they had many folks apply. There's a pretty high bar raised, and then they chose 7 winners of a $500 scholarship towards the educational next step that they're taking. They had the awards last night, and all the students were there. Some proud parents were there. It was held at Gallery J. Have you ever been to Gallery J, Drew?
I have not, but I've heard really good things. Tell me about it. It
is amazing. It looks like an industrial estate. The warehouse, as you're heading up North Winter Park Drive towards 434, you turn into that parking lot, and in one of the warehouses has been made this absolutely beautiful reception hall. And I remember turning into the parking lot, and the kids said, "Dad, are you sure this is right? We're having this in a warehouse?" But you walk through the door and you're just wowed because it's so beautiful. It's another super secret hidden Casselberry gem and a great place for events. But we're not here to promote that. We're here to say thank you to the Chamber for their investment in our young people. You know, Drew, I'm a big Whitney Houston fan, and she always said that She believed the children are our future. And I won't sing it, but I agree with her.
Agreed. Well said. And congratulations to those scholarship winners. You know who you are. All right, Andy, you just dropped some pop culture on us. And you also have been complimented already about how good looking you are. I think it's time to transition to then my dad joke of the week. You'll see the connection here in a minute. Listeners, we love to share funny little dad jokes where Andy and I are both fathers. And this first one these are movie themed. I've got two for us from different. Andy, I don't think you or I have been ever confused as looking like the actor Vin Diesel, the real buff actor.
It's funny you should mention that, because just the other day, look at that. I get one compliment from Robin and my ego is out of control.
I created a monster.
You did.
Were you going somewhere with that or no?
No, I'm just wallowing in my self-righteousness.
So here we go. Dad joke number one about actor Vin Diesel. Andy, Robin, Vin Diesel only eats 2 meals a day. That's right. He keeps his big buff physique with only eating 2 meals a day. You know what those meals are?
No idea, Drew. What are those 2 meals that Vin Diesel eats a day?
They're breakfast and breakfurious.
I got to say, that is good. I might even drop that into a conversation sometime.
They're breakfast and breakfurious. All right, here we go. Second joke. Robin, I'm really disappointed. I was cleaning out my closet the other day and I can't find my Gone in 60 Seconds DVD.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was here a minute ago.
Oh,
Bam.
Boom. There you go.
That's a good movie, side note.
I like, Nick Cage. That's good. Yeah. All right. What else we got? Robin, do you have a joke? Andy, you have a joke?
I don't have a joke. Listeners, little behind the curtain secret. We're recording 2 episodes back to back, and I used all my Doug jokes on the last one. But I do have a little PSA, a little public service announcement, Drew. This is also from Doug.
Yep.
So today's PSA of the day, just to help our community, a little bit of advice: always put your left foot on the floor last in the morning. You know why?
No.
That way you'll start your day off on the right foot.
Boom. I like it. That's just wisdom. Doug wisdom. Thank you, Doug.
Drew, I think for the first time in 116 episodes, your jokes were better than mine today.
Yes. All right. There's always even the blind squirrel finds a nut.
It's an Easter miracle.
There we go. Well, hey, it's the springtime, and listeners, it is a time to be outside. And so for our Casselberry in the News segment, we want to highlight an upcoming event. This will get discussed more in our conversation, I'm sure, with our guest, Collen Hufford. But Earth Fest is just around the corner. That's right. Earth Fest 2022, an annual tradition here in Casselberry, will be April the 30th. That's right. April the 30th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Lake Concord Park. And this is a huge event. Andy, I know you've participated in the past, helping MC and announce some of the great stuff happening there. I've done the same. Records that indicate, based on turnout from previous years, this is the second largest Earth Fest in Seminole County and the surrounding Central Florida region. This is a free event at Lake Concord on April 30th, and they'll have roughly 100 vendors set up there. I know there's free slushies, and they give trees away, and just a really cool event celebrating the natural beauty of Seminole County. Andy, what do you enjoy about the Casselberry?
Well, just to clarify, they're not giving away slushy trees.
Oh, no.
They're giving slushies.
and not slushies made out of trees either.
Trees. I love Earth Fest. I've been several times, and as you said, we've both taken it in terms to MC it, which is a fun role because we get to see some of the great things that are happening through there. I love its focus on the environment. We all obviously have a significant responsibility around that and towards that, but it's another of these opportunities to showcase our city, to showcase our parks, and bring people together around something fun, but something very important as well. Our guest today is a big part of Earthfest. She's connected with Friends of the Park. And our guest next week is one of the local vendors at Earthfest as well. So we'll be talking about a lot. I'm excited about it. I'm hoping to attend and maybe bring some friends with me as well. And I would encourage our listeners to check it out. And I hope to see you there.
Sounds great. Yes, we'll be there, and it'll be right in Robin's backyard. So Robin, pop on over as well. Producer Robin, you can check out all of the information about Earthfest at their website. Just look for the Friends of the Park website. It's CasselberryFOP.com. That's CasselberryFOP.com. We're going to take a short mental health break with Dr. Chloe and then be back with Collen Hufford.
What's up, Casselberry? I'm Dr. Chloe Carmichael, and thanks for spending the mental health moment with me. Today, I want to talk with you about something called defensive pessimism, which is where we tend to think a little bit pessimistically about things that could go wrong so that we can avoid being disappointed. This is actually healthy to a certain extent. A person with no defensive pessimism would just be like what we call a Pollyanna, and then they would be completely blindsided if everything didn't go exactly perfectly in their day all the time. So there's nothing wrong in principle with defensive pessimism, but sometimes we can actually get too good at defensive pessimism, where we're constantly thinking of what could go wrong to the point where we actually stop ourselves from feeling motivated and feeling joyful and feeling excited about our day. So if you're looking for the sweet spot in defensive pessimism, just ask yourself if when you find yourself using defensive pessimism, if it's attached to thoughts of what you can do to help improve the outcome that you're potentially worried about, because that's the healthy function of defensive pessimism, is to stimulate you to start thinking about what you can do to help create the outcome that you do want. Otherwise, if you just sit there thinking pessimistic thoughts, then it just spirals into plain old pessimism. We want to keep it on the positive side, which means that if you're having those defensive pessimist thoughts, you're also thinking about how you can engage to create the outcome that you do want. Thanks for spending this mental health moment with me, Dr. Chloe Carmichael. If you like what you heard and are curious for more, you can check out my website for my book, which is nervousenergybook.com. That's nervousenergybook.com. Have a great day, Casselberry.
Hello, listeners. We are delighted to welcome you back to the show and to welcome a very special guest, a lady who has been a part of Casselberry for a long time. Not in terms of age, let me just dig myself out of that hole before we start, Colleen, but in terms of influence. In our city's recent growth, there is not much good growth that's happened without Colleen's voice or footprint or fingerprint on it. Colleen was a commissioner for many years, 3 terms, and she'd probably still be there today if we didn't have these silly little term out regulations, right? But she currently serves as the president of a wonderful group of people who servant-heartedly around our community call themselves Friends of the Park, and they contribute much to our city. Listeners, would you join me, even in your car, wherever you are, with a round of applause and welcome to the show, Miss Collen Hufford.
Well, thank you, everyone. It's good to be here. I hope everyone's safe after all that went through this afternoon.
Yes. We had some nasty storms. So, Colleen, let's just jump right in. Your husband, Bill, many of our listeners will know Bill. Bill's been on the show as well. If Bill were to open his wallet and take you to the restaurant of your choice, where would you like him to take you?
I like to go to Seasons 52. That's my very, very favorite place to go for celebrations. I love that place.
Yum. I was going to guess that. I feel like you've told me that before. Yeah. It's a good healthy option.
Yep. I like it.
All right. This is going to be the hardest question on this podcast. You are a ultimate friend of the park. I think I've seen you at just about every park in our town. When you think about all of the parks in Casselberry, what for you is your favorite park and why?
I like Lake Concord Park. And the reason I like it is because it's a gathering place for our community, and it gives you that sense of community. So many of the other parks have very specific things that they do, and they're great. But I love that we can gather together. We can have jazz festivals. We can have the food trucks. And so that's my favorite.
That's a great answer. I hadn't thought of it in that way. You know, normally when I ask that question or think about that question, we're talking about the unique things, but your answer shows that you are a people first person. And again, that's one of the great strengths you've brought to our community for many years. But you haven't just been a commissioner, a Casselberry resident. You are also a mom and a grandma. Tell us, are you grandma or do you have a kind of Grammy name or?
G-Mama.
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 That sounds pretty like hip, cool, and trendy, like all the young people would say, Colleen.
That's it. Well, it's after Bill's family, so I didn't make it up, but I inherited it.
Okay. Now, what's the best part of being a G-Mama?
G-Mama. Mm-hmm.
G-Mama. What's the best part
G-Daddy.
of a G-Daddy?
Yeah, G-Daddy.
I like it. I'm going to call Bill G-Daddy next time I see him.
Okay.
But what is it about that role that brings you some joy?
Oh, my goodness. I think when they run in the door, and especially when they were younger, and they go, G-Mama, and they give me a big hug. That's always my favorite. But anytime I'm with them, I just love them. I have 5 grandchildren, and I love every one of them.
And you are very involved in their lives. I follow you on social media, and you've got all the way from about to be a graduate of high school this year, correct?
Yeah, my oldest is graduating from Crooms, and she also will have an AA in computers from Seminole State. So I love our Seminole school system because our kids are able to really excel.
Isn't that just amazing that you can finish high school with an AA degree as well? It's just...
Isn't it wonderful? It really is. And I don't think there's any shortcuts. I think it's available. This last year, she basically was on campus, Seminole State campus.
Yeah, and it makes it financially accessible for lots of people to get an education that maybe they wouldn't otherwise. And so
that's right.
To Seminole County Public Schools.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Well, let's talk about Seminole County. Colleen, you've served, as Andy said, as a city commissioner in the past. You've been on many boards, been involved in lots of different things. Take us back a little bit. You've lived in Casselberry for a long time. What really gave you kind of the push and the desire to serve our city in that way?
Well, we've lived in our home for 42 years. So we've lived here 42. But I had a knock on the door. And someone came and said, we need help. And so Bill and I said, what can we do? And we were at a point of having an election that if we didn't get the right people, we couldn't really make the changes in our community. And the changes were, we had all night drinking until 6 a.m. in the morning. You may not have realized that. And we also had adult entertainment on our major roads. So our community was known for that. And yet that wasn't indicative of all of us. So what I did is I went door to door, envisioned people, what we could do. This is how you can, make changes. And, you always felt like you were on an island. And instead, I was hoping I brought people together. So that just brought me into, once we got the right people elected, that started making changes and we worked together. I wasn't a commissioner then I was on P&Z, and then it just was a natural progression. So then I served in 2004 and for the 12 years. So that's how I got going, and knock on. So
I think we just need to be very careful who we open the door to is the moral of that story, isn't it, Colleen?
I tell you what, and it has been a lot of heavy lifting. I mean, I'm not going to say this has been fun, but it has been very rewarding. But it was. And I think all of us need to be listening to voices, the right voices. And, when you have a chance to do something that really impacts your community, it's important.
So 12 years as a commissioner, I mean, you had a front row seat on lots of the big changes taking place. As you reflect on your leadership within the commission, is there a project that you are most proud of?
Well, I have several. I'll try to keep them as concise. If you want more, I'll do it. First of all, I'm helping with the downtown, getting the downtown. I'm still not happy with all of it, but, it's a long process to get everything done. It was just going to be a Jiffy Lube and a couple of things there by Integra, the apartments. And we purchased the property with the CRA money that we had from the county. And, we're just starting to envision. That's when you got into we were actually just going to have a grocery store on where Integra was. And that was going to be our downtown. And nope, that was not acceptable to me and to the rest of the commission too. And so we had more envisioning processes till we have what we have now. And again, that's my favorite park because of the gathering place that it does. The other thing is, I don't know if you all knew, I was the founder of the Food and Wine Festival for the Chamber. And we had some financial difficulties, and a bunch of us got together and said, we need to find a way of making money to make our chamber work. So the people have gone on, and that's because that was like 12 or 15 years ago. And we've got a great group that just keeps making it better. And so it's very exciting to look back and go, I started that. So I love that.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that I really did enjoy is purchasing the golf course, and also our fire service being transferred to the county, where we get quality and yet at the same time save money. So there were a lot of heavy lifts I've done over the years. Some of that's can be a little problematic as you're going through the process and trying to envision people, what's the end. So now we can sit at the end and go, gosh, the golf course is great. It is making money, and it's a niche that people are starting to enjoy. So those are some of the main things that I did over the years. There's lots more, but we got to keep it short, right?
I was going to say, that's why we needed 12 years of your time serving on the commission to get a lot of those things accomplished. Because you and Bill are such problem solvers and are very solutions oriented. When you look at Casselberry in 2022, two-part question, what is maybe an opportunity that you're excited about and hopeful for? And maybe what's a challenge on the other hand?
Okay, yeah, because there are both, and they both kind of intertwine, because it's what you do with what you got, how it's going to come out. As far as the challenges, we have older housing stock, a lot of it. So that's a challenge to get people to invest in our community, not just to flip a house and not care, and again, make it and rent it and not take care of it. So you've got that. And we also want to have the quality businesses on our corridors. And the one comment I always got is we don't have enough restaurants. We've got a lot of fast foods now, but we can't seem to get those ones that we celebrate. I like two things: celebrate a daily life, just going out tired, let's go out for a bit, and then celebrate occasions. And those are the things we're missing. And I'm hoping that will change. I think the downtown will help. And I'm not satisfied yet. But as far as opportunities, we are centrally located. 1792 436 is the center of North Orlando / Seminole County. With that, if you really think about it, if you have one place that you want to put your business and you want to be able to reach as many people as you can physically, if you have a business that's more physical, you can go to Apopka, you can go to Oviedo, you can go to Sanford and Orlando in about 25 minutes, all around. So having one location for your business, this is my chamber hat. Come here. It's also good too, if you have a family that works in different ways, we're here. So I think are some of the good things. I think that our area having smaller housing stock is great for families. They're able to come in, have affordable housing, and we have quality schools, as you all well know. And Drew, you'll get to know.
Talking of schools, I had a private tour of the new building at Casselberry Elementary School yesterday. And man, to say it was impressive would be an understatement. And I mean, they're not finished yet. That place is going to be another jewel in Casselberry's crown. And
awesome.
It's amazing. So, Colleen, we talked about the city. We've talked about the challenges and the opportunities, about some of your leadership. But now you're working with a group called Friends of the Park that works to improve our shared quality of life together. Tell us a little bit about the history, mission, and vision behind this group.
Well, the mission behind this group is to really work with the city, alongside the city, and also the park system through that, the park system, through the arts, through the cultural, through healthy lifestyles, and just enhance this by really volunteering. And a lot of things we do really saves taxpayer dollars. And so, we're able to do some things that the city couldn't afford to do. It's not in their budget. So that's our main goal. We have healthy lifestyle cleanups, tree plantings, scholarships for artists, tree wraps, doggy, I call it doggy business.
Yes.
Thing, the doggy business stations, water stations for the dogs, and sculpture. So we have such a broad range of things. And now the future of Brightwater is another one that will come alongside the city and maybe just enhance with small projects.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. You're also part of the Society for Historic Casselberry, and Friends of the Park is partnering to update the old Casselberry house there on, is that Triplet Lake?
Yeah, on North Lake. Now I have to think. near Triplet Lake Drive.
Near Triplet Lake. Tell us about what's the process there? What are you guys currently doing with that property?
Well, right now we are not doing much with the property, but what we are is we're having to store all the historic documents because the county's not quite ready for them. So it puts us in a little bit of a lurch, if you will. And the other thing is that we have some historic things to purchase, like the Steinway piano that was there in the building. And so there's just some other things that we want to do, be able to do some landscaping. It'll be a while before it'll be open and ready, but we can do, again, some of the sweet things, plant azaleas, because it was full of azaleas years ago when we moved right next to it 42 years ago. I had no idea we would be looking at this now, but it is. It's really great. So I think we have not been defined yet, and it will be what the city needs. And again, we are just the helpers come alongside.
Yeah, it's such a tremendously exciting vision, and I kind of wish it could happen yesterday. I mean, there's so much that could happen there. One of the things that you do as Friends of the Parks is you hold events to benefit the community, but also hold events to raise money to help do some of these projects. What are some of the events that you, as Friends of the Park, have coming up soon that our listeners need to know about?
Earth Fest, I'm not sure how many years we've done it. I know both of you have emceed our Earth Fest, and we really do appreciate that. It will be from 10 until 3. And it will be a lot of things about just taking care of our environment. We will be doing rock painting, so bring the kids and they can rock paint. I think that Home Depot will be there, and they usually have projects. And I think you all have done projects over the years too, just to have something for the kids to do. So it'll be environmentally what we'll be doing. So that's always a great event and very successful for our.
Yeah, I've loved that, and it's one of the largest events of its kind in Central Florida, certainly in Seminole County as well. Where
definitely in Seminole County.
I love that we are leaders in taking care of our environment as well. Collen, our time is moving very, very quickly, and we've covered a lot of ground. One of the things that you mentioned is that your events need volunteers, and perhaps there's some folks listening who would like to fund some of the projects you're working on. How can people find out more information about Friends of the Park, and how can folks connect with you?
They can connect by going to our website, which is www.casselberryfop.com, or you can go on Facebook and go under Casselberry FOP. So they both are the same.
There you go. CasselberryFOP.com, and like it, follow it, engage with it, because there's some great things happening in our community through that dedicated and committed group of people. Collen, thank you so much for your time. I mean, just hearing you talk about all that you've done exhausts me and needs me to take a nap, because you've just done so much. And I know you've got a lot going on, and we're so grateful that you chose to spend some of our time today. And on behalf of us, but honestly, on behalf of our community as well, thank you so much for so many years of faithful service. When the Casselberry history books are written, your name will be in them, and we got a lot to thank you for. So thank you very much. Drew, what a blessing to have people like Collen and her husband Bill in our community. People who've heard that knock at the door quite literally and stepped up and served faithfully and made our community a better place to live, work, and play. As Collen's influence and work has been inspirational, as we prepare to wrap up, you have a very simple but profound inspirational moment for us.
I do. This is coming from me, a simple man. So I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. Maybe it's just coming off the Easter holiday, but I'm going to quote a Bible scripture from the prophet Ezra. This is a universal word of encouragement to all out there. Ezra, the prophet from many, many years ago, said in the midst of very difficult circumstances in his life and those that he was leading and serving, he said, "Rise up, take courage, and do it. Rise up, take courage, and do it." Listener, perhaps you have been floundering. Perhaps you're really struggling with what's next for you. Maybe you're just going through a season of challenge and you're really just kind of feeling overwhelmed and discouraged. I want you to just take a word from the Bible, which calls us as human beings. If you have breath in your lungs, you are called. Rise up. Take courage, meaning take a risk, step out in faith, do something maybe perhaps even a bit uncomfortable. You are called to great things. You are called to be a citizen of this community, to be a business leader, to be involved in your family, in your neighborhood, in your parks, in the schools. Rise up, take courage, and do it. That's kind of similar to the Nike quote, right? Just do it. A little more profound than that. Rise up, listener, today. Whatever it is, whatever's keeping you down, rise up, take courage, and do it.
It's a good thing Ezra can't sue Nike for stealing his phrase. That's good. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, producer Robin. Thank you, listener. We do appreciate you spending these moments with us. We hope that what we say and what we share is of value to you and is helping to build our community that we share together. This podcast is produced by the lovely producer Robin. You can find it at whatsupcastleberry.com or anywhere where good podcasts can be found. We would love it if you would rate us and review it, because that helps other people in our community find out about our podcast as well. If you'd follow us on social, we're on Facebook and Instagram, all at What's Up Casselberry. Until next week, we hope you have a great week. God bless.